welcome back to the channel. So where we left off, we were working on the Lodestar. So we got the radiator and everything in there, but we moved it over to the second bay so we could free up some shop space. So I had to work on a few race cars. So I sponsored my brother-in-law's race car. He runs the 4 cylinders in Oski. And so we had to do a little bit of work, so we needed the lift. So I freed that up. And then we also started working on our go-kart. So we're getting ready for spring season, summer season, outdoor season. And we're doing some big changes. So you can see right up here in the corner, there's the flat cart body. So we're no longer running flat cart. So Cooper is going to be running a wing cart. So here's the wing cart. So a lot different. So it is the same frame. It's a PRC frame, but we're running different cage. So we had to go and modify a little bit on the chassis to get the cage to fit. And then we got some new body that we're working on fitting up. So pretty sweet paint job. So yeah, this is all new to me. This is the first wing cart that we're working. The wing's not built yet. The wing's sitting over there on the back of the Lodestar. So we have to get that painted, and then we'll rivet that all together, and then it'll go up on top. And then we're about ready. So one thing I wanted to do was build new bumpers, because this one's not wide enough and it's missing the bottom bumper to guard some of that fiberglass. In that process of doing that, I didn't really want to buy one. I already have the tube bender, so I decided I wanted to start making bumpers. So I got the tube bender out, made a jig right here, and started bending the tube. And this tube will be sitting like that. So there's kind of an example. Let me get out of that light. But here's an example of a bumper that I want to build. But in the process, on the ends here, they're flattened out. So I was using my little press over here to try to flatten out the tube. So I made a little die. And as I was pressing down, this guy started bowing real bad. The ends started blowing out, so just not rated for what I wanted to do. So what we're gonna do is build a new one. So I want to build a bigger and better one. So like every good person does, I went to Harbor Freight, got a 20-ton pneumatic hydraulic jack that'll run the lift. And then I got some steel cut. So I got 4x4 and 6x6 1/4-inch tubes. So we're gonna go and build a tube frame and mount that on there. So I do also want this to be a press brake. So we're gonna go and incorporate press brake into it. So interchangeable dies. So if I wanna just press stuff, I can go and take the press brake out and then put other dies in there. So that's the plan. So stay tuned. That's what we're gonna be doing on this episode. Yep. Dig that out. Directions, we don't need those.
You want me to put them away?
No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'll pick up this heavy thing.
Yeah, get that heavy thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of wiggle them out. There you go.
And these are stuck together.
Yep.
This come out.
Yep. Throw these back in here.
No, no, no.
It's still breaks the red blue light. I mean, it's still on. We can connect together. Make it handy. So we're gonna save it for later. You can come up on the workbench.
Now, this back to say.
Got some extra seals. You want to put this box over there? Yeah, that's a good place for it.
That chair over here. And I'm going to clean it out. That's it, right?
No, let's set it over there a little bit because I'm going to be bringing the steel over here. And we're going to be setting up the steel. Yeah.
Where did he go, Baba? Going in the show thing?
I want to lay it down and kind of measure, see what we got. Same as the other one. So yeah, we're at the top. What? Yeah, so I'm just kind of laying it out, trying to figure out what I want to do. So, yeah, that one's 4 foot exactly. That one's 39. So I think these are good. We're gonna make this one a little less than 4 foot. Yeah, so these are gonna be our legs. So we can cut this one at 47, and then we cut this one at 47. Then we have 2 legs. And then we can make the 39 and a half. We can make a 39 and a half wide. So now we have 2. So what we'll do is we'll make the legs out of this one, and these will be the sidebars. So yeah, we're essentially making this. So the long ones could be these, and then our ones going across could be these. Yeah. So, alright. You can't reach on, but so I'm gonna do it there. Or you might crawl and reach it, but I don't want you to say it, okay? Alright. Yep. Hold on. back up. That's good. Alright, put this one down and we'll get another strap over here too. All right, so a little progress. So we went ahead and got the frame made. So this will be the base right here where we'll do all the pushing. And then the jack will be sitting right in here. Now we're gonna go and make the legs. So what you hear in the background is just the saw going. All right, so I got this leg finally cut. So that angle I can cut on the saw. That angle I'm gonna have to cut with the plasma torch. It's just too much for that saw. Thinner material can cut at a 60-degree angle, but this tube is just too big and the saw opening is just not big enough. So I'm gonna go and cut all the 30-degree angles, and then I'll go mark out all those and just cut them with the hand plasma and just torch those out. And then what we'll do is we'll raise the frame up on the car lift to the height we want this, and we can weld on the legs. And then that's probably all I'm going to get done tonight. Alright, there it is. Whoa, sorry. There it is. So, beginning of the press frame. So, got it all just tacked together. Got the legs on there. So, yep, got them all on there. They're somewhat within a half a degree of each other. Putting it on the hoist was worked great, but I have a drain in the floor and it slopes, so that didn't work all that great. So what I did was just do top measurements down, find my angle, and then set my level. So we came out pretty good. It's in between the lines, so feel good about that. So now I need to go and source a piece of channel. So I need a 6-inch wide or a little bit wider channel to go in here for the jack to sit on and the springs to connect to. And what we'll also do is we'll plasma cut some nice rings for the springs to hook up to. And then we'll do some nice gusset plates for corners in here. And then we're also going to do an A-frame truss in the middle for when that 20 tons is pushing on here. We're not moving this, and it'll just finish it off. It'll finish all this off and it'll look nice. So that's the plan there. And we might do a little bit of A-frame down the bottom with the extra little kicker coming out here. We'll probably do a little bit coming here out as well. So just brace it all up so I don't have to worry about it, because this little guy I've blown apart probably 2 or 3 times now, and yeah, everything's bent, everything's crooked, and just outgrown it. So this is my new beast here. Not only is it going to be just a single press in the middle, but I also want to do and make it a press brake also. So we got that pneumatic 20-ton going in the middle, and yeah, I think that's going to treat us really well. It'll get us by and get us what we need. So yeah, stay tuned for the next little bit. All right, back at it out here in the shop working on the press. So I spent a little time, I welded it all up, just the frame wise. So now we're gonna start working on mounting the bottle jack right here in the center. So we'll have to put just a round boss where the top of the jack will sit in. So this is upside down right now. So then I'll weld it to the top here. That's where the top of the bottle jack will sit. And then what we'll build next is the actual die holder press, what the jack will actually push down to press. So we'll build that and the bottom. So I got some 1/2 inch plate over there. So we're gonna do 1/2 inch plate with some sides, kind of make our own C-channel. And then I'm gonna put angle iron in here for our guide rails. So we'll weld those in there too. So watch along while we do that. Alright, so tack that on there. So that's where that bottle jack will sit. So now I think I want to go and make our base plate. Get that and our slide rails. And then we can figure out our top rack. The only thing I'm lacking is I don't have springs to hold that top one up. So I might have to run and go get springs once I figure out roughly what my height I want to be. So I want that base plate, and then I can kind of predict where I want my bottom die to sit, and then I can gauge where that top is. So yep, that's where we're at. Alright, so made my first 1/2 inch cut. Not bad. Has a little curve to it, but I can live with that. The nice thing about this press is, you know, I have a working face and then a backer. So we'll just put the rough cut after I grind it. I'll make it the best I can. But put the rough cut on the back and I can live with that. Or the way Puddin likes to say it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think I messed up. Measure twice, cut once, right? What did I cut? 39.5. I did 29.5. 10 inches short. Story of my life. Alright. A little wiggly, not bad. Alright. So let's try this again. Yeah! Ah, that's beautiful! Alright, so this is the base plate here. So that's going to get welded on, but I'm going to go and tap holes so we can mount our dies to it. So I don't want to weld it on yet. So I'm just kind of taking measurements. And then the slide rails that I was talking about, the slides for this, the top die to go up and down, is going to look like this. So 2 pieces of angle iron, and then a 1-inch piece that's going to be connected, and that will slide in there, and that'll keep our die straight. So I'm going to do 2 16-inch pieces of angle iron on each side and weld those on, and that'll give our top rail. So what I need to do is cut another piece of those for the top, and then we could probably use one of these shorter ones for the actual dies when we get to it. But right now I just want to work on the frame. So yep, that's where we're at. All right, a little update. So I went and got the top piece cut out right here. So that's where the hydraulic cylinder will sit. It's a little offset because if you look at the hydraulic cylinder, if it's sitting like that, the base and where that is, it's offset. So we have to just remember that when we're laying it out. So in order to make progress on the actual frame, I took the base plate back off, and we're going to go and drill all the mounting holes. So the center is just my reference. So I'm going to use this hole and this hole. We're going to go and drill those, and that's going to be where we're going to set our tool down, and we can go and bolt that down. All depends what size tool we have. So they're marked out every 4 inches, and then they're 3 1/4 away from center. So that'll clear the center tube, and it'll give us a pretty good working width in here. So I'm going to go set up the drill press over there and start drilling some holes. This is where I wish my plasma table could cut 1/2 inch plate, but I can't, so we got to do this the old-fashioned way. All right, it's 11 o'clock Thursday night. I'm kind of giving up on tonight. One, because I don't have springs to hold up the press I-beam part, so I can't really hold it up. But what I did do is get the I-beam part tacked up. One thing I'm not thrilled about is I ran out of C-channel, so I had to scab some in there, but it'll be all right. It's a homemade press, it's nothing perfect, but I do really like how the slides fit in there. So this tube here will get welded to the I-beam, and then I'll have springs connected here to there, and that'll hold that up, and then I can connect the dies to that C-channel somehow, is my plan. So yeah, tomorrow hopefully I'll pick up some springs, and then we can get the plasma cutter and we'll cut some spring rings, make them a little fancy. We'll probably cut out some Weber's Weld Shop plates and clean it up a little bit. One thing we still need to do is we need to build the A-frame out of the tubes that are down there. So there'll be an A-frame, kind of take some of that pressure from the top, and then whatever's left over, I want to kind of do some A-frame on the bottom. And then my plan is on the top, to cap these off, I want to make diamonds. So there'll be diamonds on the bottom there, and then the one in the top in the middle. Just kind of dress it up a little bit, but we're getting really close. So the main press I think I'll get done tomorrow. All right, so where we left off is we were tacking this up. So I went ahead and fully welded up the I-beam. So this was that 1/2-inch plate that we're using for the actual press part. So I decided to use 2 pieces of 3-inch channel back to back, welded it solid on top and bottom, and then put it into the 1-inch plate where the bottle jack will fit on there. I put on spring mounts, so we're going to put 2 springs to hold it up. And then this is our 1-inch tube, that's our rails to keep it centered. So we got it all fully welded up. We got this all fully welded up, got our angle irons in fully welded up, and got our other side of our springs. So we're ready to assemble it. So let's see how that goes. Should just drop right in there. So there we have it. We got our press. It actually fit all together. So there's the spring perches. So they're just welded on there, top, bottom. And then the jack sits inside this tube so it can't slip out. And then I just screwed it up to fit in there so it's all nice and tight. Bolted it down in the back just so it can't fall out on me. So yeah, there's a little bit of play back and forth and side to side a little bit. So really like that. So let's try it out.